Peace. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. What's up, what's up, what's up? I am so tired. But just wanted to thank you all for almost, I think, 800,000 views in 24 hours, mashallah. Wanted to thank you for sharing the video. And we've heard a lot of stories from you guys also with regards to how the song Ummi had an impact on you. Alhamdulillah, most of you loving the song, sending it to your mothers, to your friends, to your families. Yeah, we arrived from Palu a couple of hours ago. And we, wa alaikum salam, Chechnya. And yeah, so we had a long day today, mashallah. But it was really an amazing experience, amazing. You know, it's always nice for me to visit the fields. It's so much difference. I strongly recommend, if you have the opportunity and the chance to do something like this, you have to do it. Just go, travel to any place that's, you know, like where people are displaced, there's been a disaster, there's been, you know, whatever chance you might get, just go there, experience, you know, meet the people, feel what they feel, you know, just that experience. It's so humbling. You know, subhanallah, I always say this, there's such a crazy contrast in this world, you know. You can be in, you know, I live in Sweden, and then just like traveling basically half a day, right? And getting to somewhere like Indonesia, or even Africa, or, you know, the places that I've visited, Somalia, Gambia. It's such a huge difference, you know, the livelihood. I mean, not livelihood, I think it's called, we call it life standard or life quality. You know, it's crazy. We are talking about these things all the time now. And subhanallah, how this world is, you know. I was just in the plane yesterday, if you saw my stories. And it was like so beautiful, all the lights, and looked like it was, you know, like you were in outer space or something. And looking down, I just like, Allah, and thinking back to the New Zealand, you know, thing that happened last Friday. It's just like, how can people have so much hate? I still don't get it. Like, how can you hate so much? How can you have so much hate in your heart? And so much misconception, like how... It's just crazy. And then so as I was looking down, that's why I wrote what I wrote on Instagram. I said, you know, I cannot believe how a person, a human being like you and me, can have so much hate and can think he's so big and significant in this world. I swear, man, we are like a couple of 100 meters away and you cannot even see me, or I cannot see you. It's all in here. It's all in our minds. We think we are big, but we're nothing. We're nothing. Subhanallah. I'm gonna share a video with you. You know, I was today. So basically, today we were in this place in Palu, where they were affected by, I think it's called liquefaction. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Liquefaction, something like that, basically. So what happens is that the soil under the houses, under the ground, turns into mud. You know, it gets mixed with a lot of water, basically. So it's almost like yani, basically it's fluid, you know. So you can see in the videos, it's like a satellite video, and you can see how the whole area is moving and slowly disappearing. Wallahi, crazy. You just see the whole area of at least like, yeah, they were saying like 750 houses. It looked like much more on the video. It just like started moving like this and then disappearing. So basically it was swallowed by the earth. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like, and this happened, I think it was 6 p.m. at Maghrib time, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And people were inside the houses. The houses were swollen by the earth with people inside of them. Can you imagine that? SubhanAllah, unbelievable. But anyway, alhamdulillah, I'm happy and that I got the chance to travel to Palu and witness it myself, and inshallah being part of this campaign and project, to build 1,000 homes or houses, temporary houses that people will be able to live for the coming 2 years, inshallah, until the government, replaces so the thing is, like, now you cannot start building on that area because they're still not sure if this, whole liquefaction, I think it's called again, is خلاص انه it's gone or it's still there, because they cannot build if it's still there. So now they're doing a lot of they're investigating that and checking the area and scanning the area and all these kind of things. So it's just amazing, subhanAllah. Yeah. I've been thinking a lot, honestly, the last couple of days is, how, like, when I go to the kindergarten of my kids, I mean, school, and you just see, like, one teacher with 30 people, right? And you think how hard, because at the end of the day, this teacher is so exhausted because, like, they had so much, like, it's like, full energy, mashallah, all day. And then I just think about, I'm being a little bit deep here, so try to understand what I'm trying to say here. So I'm in school, right, and I see all these young children, like 30 and 40 and 50 and 100 children, basically. At the end of the day, all of these young children will go home to their own home, So I was just thinking about this, subhanAllah, that the way we, like, as parents, if we look at it as parents, the way we take care of our children and try to raise them the best way we can so they can be a good force in society, if we could think the same way, if we had the same mentality and the way of thinking, that we treat our home, right? The way we treat our home, the way we raise our children, the way we keep it clean, the way we maintain it, etc., etc., all these kind of things that we do, that are so dear to us. If we would think like that in the same way when it comes to the world, the neighbors, the other people, your society, your neighborhood, like the cleaning the street or whatever it can be, anything, just everything, everything outside of your house. If we had the same mentality, imagine honestly what world we could live in. I mean, the world that we will live in, if we would think like that. So the same way we think, the mentality we have in our houses, that, this is mine, I have to protect it, I have to take care of it, I have to keep it clean. My children, I want them to have the best life, I want them the best education, all these kind of things that are so dear to us. If we would think like that same thing when it comes to outside of the house, imagine. When you see someone on the streets just like taking whatever burger, and taking the paper and just throwing it. If he could think that this is his house, he would never do this in his house, or she would never do this in her house. If you have a platform, like an area of whatever, it's a huge area and you have 1,000 people there, just throwing, garbage, it will be so dirty, right? And then someone comes, one or two people who are like, hired by the government to clean, etc. It will take them basically like half a day to do that, half a day to finish that. But if all these 1,000 people could just like pick up one thing, their own garbage, it will be clean in a second. I don't know. I'm just like brainstorming, thinking a lot of things, look at my eyes. I'm really tired. Sometimes, in the evening, you just like start thinking about everything because you're alone, so you have time to reflect. And yeah, it's crazy world we live in. Crazy world we live in, subhanAllah. Everything is about me, 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 me. If we could say me and you only, if I could care about one person, you care about one person, everyone here care about only one person, man, we would make such a big difference in this world, really. Anyway, it's almost 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. here, and I'm really tired. Last night we didn't have so much sleep. And so yesterday, last night, we traveled from Jakarta to Makassar. We stayed over a couple of hours, and then we traveled in the morning to Palu. So we traveled flight there, and then we did our project. We filmed, we did all those visits. And then, one thing that was so amazing, I don't know if you saw it on my story. The first thing that was hit by the tsunami, it's actually a mosque, a masjid. And subhanAllah, you could see it still standing there. Everything else was wiped out. Subhanallah, crazy. It's just like amazing to see. I don't know the reason. I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is great, right? But I don't know why everything was wiped out except the mosque over there. And this was one of the mosques. There was a lot of mosques like that. It was still standing there. And it was just by the beach, it was just like, it was the first thing and the closest thing. It's actually on the beach, in the water, and they were telling us, they were explaining to us how the tsunami it wasn't high waves, but it was strong, like it was very powerful. And everything it hit just like took it with them, Anyway, yeah, so we traveled there and we did our project, and then we flew back to Jakarta. So it was a long day and really tiring. I slept 5 hours, but I know my friend Wasim and Sharif, for example, and some others, they slept only 1 hour. So it was really long day. But alhamdulillah, it was worth it. It's all about sharing the message, and raising awareness. I have the chance to come here and see for myself and share it with you guys. And the idea is actually to get together, all of us, and do something about all these things that's happening in the world. Whatever we can do. You see, you guys, all the million fans that's following me on social media, I appreciate it and I'm happy about it, but we always discuss this. And so what? We have so many millions of fans on Instagram, on Facebook, on social media, whatever, everywhere in the world. How can we come together and use that power and force? I mean, that power as a force of good, if you want to call it, And imagine, this is crazy, many countries are not even, countries, we're talking about countries. They're not even like Sweden, for example, is 9 million. 9 million of the population, 9 to 10 millions, right? On my social media combined, I have over 30 million. So imagine the power that we have, that we can do so much good together. And I want to talk about this a lot because I want to put that into action. I don't want to just be an artist with a lot of fans idolizing me, or whatever it's called, It's like, we love you, we do this, we love your music. It's all about like, we come to a concert, we enjoy ourselves, etc., etc. It's fun, of course. We're gonna do that. We're gonna keep doing that, inshallah. But let's also, collaborate. Let's do something good for humanity, for this world, Leave a legacy, continue our legacy, So anyway, that was it. We will have many of these discussions, inshallah. And now it's time for me to sleep because I cannot keep my eyes open anymore. And tomorrow, inshallah, we fly to Turkey, to Istanbul, and on Sunday we have a show there. I'm very excited. Yeah, I love Turkey. I love going to Turkey. I love everything about Turkey, honestly. So it's always like, you feel like a good feeling when I hear I'm going to Turkey, when I know I'm going to Turkey, to Istanbul, to, have a show or somewhere else. So I'm looking forward to that on Sunday, inshallah. Have a show, and it's going to be fun, inshallah. Alright, guys. The idea when I started this live, I wanted to have a conversation, but it ended up just me talking. Someone saying ما فهمت شيء. Look, I'm really sorry. I know that many of you tell me, why don't you speak Arabic? I mean, one of the main reasons is that most of you guys who are watching don't understand Arabic, or this is at least what I think and believe. So that's why, unfortunately, this is the reality. English is the international language, and that's why I'm speaking in English. If I would speak Arabic, at least 75% of you who are listening right now won't understand, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Salam from Grozny. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And then what I would want to say is that, like when I speak in Arabic, I have a little bit of, I find it a little bit hard to express myself. I got used to it since I started 10 years ago, traveling around, and my English, improved a lot. It was really terrible before. Now, it's still not very good, but I can express myself much better in Arabic in English than Arabic. So that's why I speak a lot of English and more English than Arabic. That's the main reason. Alright, guys. I know it's too late now for me. Too late. I need to sleep now. It's too late to apologize. Too late to apologize. Alright, I have to sleep now. Yalla, boys and girls. I see you, inshallah. And we speak tomorrow again. Take care. All of you in Istanbul. On Sunday, I see you, inshallah. And finally, I've been away for 1 month almost from home. So I'm looking forward to go back on Monday, inshallah. Alright. Yalla, good night for me. And good evening for you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.